We'd like to welcome Evgueni and Wouter back up on stage with Verizon and prpl. I guess it's just going to be Evgueni.
Yours? All yours, right?
Thank you. Hello, everyone. Evgueni joining. For those that know me, that's how I introduce myself. Thank you. I'm here to do a presentation on the security group. And our chair, Brandon Black, who's supposed to do the presentation, he couldn't travel. So here I am. You all know me, but I'm a bit nervous, so please excuse me. I just want to point out that security group so far has not been technically represented, and we have a very short time, so we're not going to have time to go into questions or details on certain things, but I'm going to try to cover the material very briefly. And if anyone else has a question, then we can discuss later, or of course, you're welcome to join the security group, which is very small and very efficient group, but we are covering holistically quite a lot of matter because of the fact that we have to take care vertically of everything, starting from the manufacturing process and going all the way to applications where you saw yourself how many applications now are flooding the market. And since prpl is now an ecosystem, it's not only an operating system, a platform, but it's an ecosystem platform, which allows actually upgrading and dynamically setting up value-added services with these applications. Now, I'm not going to read through the charter of the group. You guys can do that. But in general, what we do is we take everyone's opinion in the industry from all different branches. We put them together. We create requirements, security requirements, from the different niches in prpl. And we are trying to place specific emphasis on security ecosystem, and then publish our requirements. Another aspect of our work is based on identifying the challenges in the industry, especially in the last few months. Last year, there were a lot of new introductions and changes into the security concepts, and we all know that a lot of stuff changed, including security algorithms. So we want also to gather information about all these new trends and try to form the best practices that can be followed for operators, for SOC vendors, for application developers, for everyone, including in the prpl processes. And we want to drive these best practices in our own yard and into everyone's involving in prpl. So what are the highlights for the security group? Where is our main work? And I will start with this, that the security group has produced one of the biggest sets of public documents that are already published in prplfoundation.org. You can navigate there and see our published documents. They're on device security, securing manufacturing data, standard flash layout, secure boot requirements, but we are working on a lot more than that. And those that are not published yet, they're going to be published soon. We're working on packet inspection, which allows basically to introduce prpl concepts of capturing traffic in such a way so that's going to be very efficient, not only for the applications, but not to burden the CPU with capturing the traffic. and also using multiplexing methods to distribute the data or to allow receiving the data by many clients. The same thing goes for something that we're working on recently. It's how do we upgrade our CPE? How do we make sure that our CPE has secure, reliable, and at the same time compact process for upgrading? And then also what we're working is security APIs, which will allow us to enforce certain aspects, to enforce certain security algorithms, and to make sure that all the operators that are implementing prpl in their ecosystems can feel secure from that perspective, and that we all follow the security standards that we established. And some new roadmap items which popped up recently, and we started talking about this. It's some VPN applications which are essential. We want to standardize the way VPN applications are integrated and used, and in variety of different use cases that they can be used in. Also, we are trying to remove the prpl overlay, which means that we're trying to make the platform as much as possible read-only and only allow configuration to be stored and to be handled. Also, we are working on a lot of standard security, like 802.1.x. We're trying to also harden OpenWRT. There are aspects, and if you have Confluence access, there is a huge page created for that. Basically, Confluence is a key to a lot of the stuff that we're working on and we haven't published yet. So if you don't have access to prpl Confluence yet, you can always go to the prpl tools website and request such access. With that said, I'm going to move to breakdown of all the stuff that we're working on. Device security requirements is something that is very important for the customers of prpl, which are operators. We're talking about CPE security, but it has a lot of aspects. So we're talking about starting from the manufacturing. We wanted to have our own standard of manufacturing data. There's a huge document on manufacturing data that can be read. There are a few aspects that are shared there, and we would also like, if anyone has an input or feedback, especially SoC vendors and hardware manufacturers, we want your input. Please go ahead, read the document there, see if we have hit the spot or if we can correct stuff. It all depends on how you look at things, from different aspects, from different manufacturing aspect or from implementation aspect. It's all there. So another thing is we want to make sure that during the runtime we have an enforcement of so-called operational security requirements. What that means is we want to make sure that the services at runtime are secured. Then also we can upgrade safely all our CPEs, regardless of what kind of device is that. Anything that's running prpl, it needs to have that concept of secure upgrade. We want to allow also we are investigating basically vulnerabilities and exploit mitigations. And then another aspect which is add-on, but it's important, it's monitoring and administration. Supported cryptography. That's a really important aspect because recently we know that all the communities, open source communities, upgraded their algorithm sets. So that's a very loud message to the industry. So we got to secure more. Secure Manufacturing Data Standard. This is a document that I already said we created that includes how do we store data, what data do we store, and how do we access it. And when I say we, I mean the operator. How does operator, how is that manufacturing done in the manufacturing plants? Then we designed also requirements for open format extendability, data authentication, data ciphering, etc. It's a lot of stuff that we did there. And other things that are important, we try to standardize the data that is saved. The data that is put in a data structure that is a prpl standard and that's stored securely in the manufacturing process. Then we talked about defining a TR-181 data model for it. There is an initial effort, but we haven't gotten there yet. We're still working on it. And the document also contains examples of manufacturing data and examples of how we handle that data. So again, feedback from manufacturing folks here, very essential. Then I'm going to move to a flash layout, which is another document that we created. We wanted to create a standard flash layout, standard partitioning, and it's very hard because everybody does it on their own. And what we want to do is we want to establish rules, we want to establish certain standard, and of course these are the recommended, and I will show two more slides which are basically depending on whether it's NAND flash or eMMC flash. It is a different approach from that perspective, but also what is important about handling of the flash memory is that we try to design it in such a way so that it's open to new technologies that we're expecting to come soon. And the following slides, I don't have to talk about those things because you guys can go and read the document and see the details there. There are quite a lot of details, and I don't want this to become sort of like the focus of my talk right now. But I would recommend if anyone has more input and has more information that we can add to these documents, it's going to be probably priceless for us. We want to have inputs from the core, from where it is happening. And another one that we published, and it's something that we have done with all branches in the industry. It means operators, SoC vendors, hardware manufacturers, software application, and software core developers. This is the prpl Secure Boot document. And what is important about this, we're looking from the aspect of, again, vertically. We all know that the secure boot happens when you know that your manufacturing is secure, your hardware piece that has an immutable code will boot securely the next stages of the bootloader. So we also consider intermediate bootloader stages, which are something that can be introduced by operator or by a manufacturer or SoC vendor for a particular purpose. But our most important and standardized piece is the last stage, which is the prpl security bootloader. And we want to stress that we would like to make sure that we cover very well all the aspects of the boot process itself. Also, the boot process is mentioned in the hardware, manufacturing data document, and they're all interconnected. So you cannot separate one from the other. They're all in the same group. And I would like to point out that since Wouter, our prpl principal architect, joined, he was able to find time to put together the big picture of prpl security. which means this is on Confluence, and he put together, this picture so that we can point out to which piece we are working, and also how does the prpl security big picture look like. Of course, this is an evolution. It's going to evolve to certain new aspects that are going to come in, but this is what we do now in security, and we are evolving. We are having a couple of updates for the published documents already, and I would encourage everyone that wants to work with us, please come in and work with the security group and make sure that you bring up issues that we haven't thought of. Thank you very much. I don't have many, I have a few seconds, don't have time for questions, but if you guys have any questions, please feel free to reach out to me or Brandon or anyone, Wouter as well, and make sure that you have also access to Confluence, and we want your feedback. Thank you.